Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? How are you? How are you? It's good to see everyone who will show up to the stream and who will watch the replay. I am so glad that you are here and part of this little community that we are building here on YouTube. So, who am I? What are we doing here? Real quick, for those who may not know, my name is Faith. And we are trying to build a caring community here where people can show up on their good days, their bad days, and anywhere in between and find a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, someone to walk with us in the hard times of life and in the good times. So that's what we're doing here. And I go live every Tuesday and Thursday for 30 minutes to an hour. And today will be a shorter stream because I have something else that I've got to do. And today we are going to talk about kindness. And man, it's funny. I think someone once said, like, if you're going to give a talk on something, then you're going to have lots of opportunities to talk about whatever you're going to practice, whatever you're going to talk about, so that make sure that it's really a part of your life and you're not just, throwing something out there that is useless to people. So it needs to start here first, and I totally get that. So I have had opportunities to practice kindness today, and it would have been, I'm not quite at the thankful stage. I'm not very thankful for that lesson in kindness that I had this morning quite yet. Maybe I will get there. It's possible. But I am not there yet. I can tell you that. I am not there yet right now at all. Okay, so we have to do just a couple of things here because my morning has been crazy, upside down and stressful. And so I just have one thing I got to do real quick, make sure the stream is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and just post this in the chat. Okay, hold on one second. Give me 1 second and I will be here to talk about kindness. And this morning, this is going to be talking about kindness off the cuff because I don't have notes written down, nothing today. Just I know this is an important topic and something that I have been really trying to cultivate in my own life. And so I thought it was something that we could talk about together. We need more kindness in the world for sure. For sure. So why not start right here at home with me? So that's what we're going to do. I don't know if you guys can see. They're probably not in the view of the stream. Right there, just on the edge. Let me see if I can get you my finger right there. There are two. I think they're emus. No, they can't be emus. Maybe they're sandhill cranes, but they're very beautiful. This place that I'm at right now is one of my favorite places. I keep bringing you all to all of my favorite places, and so this is one of my favorites. And I love that you can be up on the top of the hill here, and you can look out, and way in the distance there is a lake. In this area, there's not very many places that you can sit in a parking lot and still view water. And for whatever reason, that is something that's super important to me, that helps me. Water kind of soothes my soul if I'm upset or, like just want to relax. Like, I like to be by the water. I don't want to be in the water, but I want to be by the water. There's a very famous psalm in the Bible, Psalm 23, and it says that he leads me beside still waters and restores my soul. And that's what I find when I am by the water. I feel refreshed and I feel restored. And no matter what has happened in my day, I can somehow find peace and rest. Yeah, sandhill cranes. They're sandhill cranes. See, the one just poked his head way up. Maybe they'll come closer. That would be super cool. But anyway, So here we are today, and we are hanging out, and we're going to talk about kindness. If you happen to join the stream while we are on here, and you wanted to pop in the chat and say hello, that would be amazing, amazing, amazing. If not, good morning to you anyway, and thank you so much for watching either now live or in the live stream or in the replay. Sorry. Oh, I want to just pin that. Okay, good. All right, so we're good to go. I think everything is working right, and hopefully you have no idea from my countenance the amount of stress that has taken place in the last hour and a half of my life. Most of you know that I have pretty bad anxiety and PTSD as a result of my open heart surgery, and that it's difficult for me to regulate um, my body when it gets itself in a stressful situation, or there is conflict, or high stress environment. Then my body gets flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone, and it's very, very difficult for me, even though I have lots of regulation techniques that I do practice. It just takes a long time. It's not that I can't regulate myself, it's just that it takes time to get my body back to a place where it is okay. So, um, So this morning I had an opportunity to practice once again in the middle of a very, very stressful situation. And I'm not going to tell you anything about the situation because it's not, if you have nothing nice to say, I try to practice the say nothing mentality. So I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I don't want to speak bad of anyone. But there was definitely, from my perspective, I would have had a right to be angry. I was angry, to be upset, and to be less than kind to the person that was on the other side of the situation. Because from my perspective, that person had not been kind at all to me, had been disrespectful and inconsiderate and unkind. So it was a good opportunity. I actually ended up thanking them when I could get myself kind of under control again, for providing a perfect opportunity to practice kindness in the midst of a hard time. And I didn't do it perfectly. I say that right now. I did not do it perfectly, but I think I'm trying. My goal is to get a little better every time I'm presented with an opportunity to be unkind, to purposely choose kindness in those moments. So, for example, I didn't do a very good job here either, but I did better than I have in the past. So, when I encountered the lady at Planet Fitness on Sunday, and I just wanted to have my shower, and I do have a legitimate need to use the handicap shower. And if the handicap shower is busy and occupied, that's totally cool. I understand. It's not my right to have priority or anything like that. I get that. I'm not expecting that. But if I am there first and I have all of my stuff set up, then it is an expectation that I have, right or wrong, that that shower will be available to me and the adjacent changing room, right? So I mentioned that on my short on Sunday that I had a lady come as I was just stepping into the handicap shower, and she and her daughter went to go into the handicap changing room. And I'm just going to say that I have been made aware by others when I have tried to use the handicap changing room, if someone was in that handicap shower, a couple of different times, they have been not so nice in telling me that the rule is that the handicap changing room and the shower go together. So if someone is in the handicap shower, you don't go in the handicap changing room. So that was my understanding, and that's, I don't know. So when the lady went to go in the handicap changing room, then I just mentioned, hey, I'm using this shower right now. And she's like, yeah, so I'm going in here to the handicap changing room. And because it is stressful for me to have conflict, that I just said nothing. And I have this weird thing that I'm trying to figure out. And maybe if you guys watch the stream and you have an idea, then maybe you can help me with this. Because I never am really sure. Like, I don't want to be, I spent many, many years of my life being a doormat, okay? And just giving in to keep peace, or even worse, to keep a fist from coming at me, from having a black eye or broken ribs in my first marriage, right? So I have been programmed to be compliant, because if you are not compliant, bad things happen to you. And I am trying hard to grow as a person and to become the best human being that I know how to be. And part of that, I feel, is being more clear with people, and being able to know when it's a good idea to be able to speak your truth in a situation with kindness and with love, and not be a doormat, and stick up for myself a little bit more and be kind to myself too, right? So it's something that I'm trying to work on and learn what is an appropriate balance where you still speak the truth in love and you don't be a doormat, but at the same time getting in conflict with someone, which normally happens when you state your truth, or can happen quite often if the person doesn't understand your intent and feels attacked or defensive, then it normally escalates pretty quickly into conflict, which is not ever my intention, but um, it's something that happens, I think, just in general with human relationships. So both people have to be really coming from a good place, I think, mentally and emotionally, for you to be able to bring up something hard and each person be able to hold their peace in the moment, right? I'm going to go back a little bit because the egrets are moving over, so I don't need to have it over so much. Okay, so when I encountered the lady and she took the handicap changing room, then I said nothing else in that moment. I just said, I'm using the shower, and I went in and I had my shower. And in the back of my mind, I kind of hoped that I wouldn't say anything else, that would be it, and they would just hurry up and they would change and they would leave, right? So I had my shower and I go to get out, and of course they're still in there. They're busy putting on face masks and I don't know what they're doing in there. A ton of stuff. When the lady came out, she definitely had this green face mask that she put on all over her face. So when she came out, I happened to be getting out of the shower, and I have on my bag and all my stuff, and I was just going to go to the handicap stall where you go to the bathroom, and I was going to change there because they have bars and stuff if I go to lose my balance, or it's not so like claustrophobic in there. So I knew that I could change in there, okay, right? It's just not, it's not ideal. There's not a bench, there's nowhere to sit down, it's not as comfortable and convenient, but I knew I could do it. So I'm walking toward the handicap bathroom stall, toilet stall, and she comes out with her face mask on, and I just um, decided that I would speak the truth in love, and I just mentioned, typically when someone's in the handicap shower, then that handicap changing room is needed if there's a disability involved. And she was not kind. Right away, like, the defensiveness rose up in her, and she started attacking. And then in that moment, I had the choice. Am I going to defend, and escalate the situation, or am I going to be kind? And to be honest, I did a little bit of both. Um, I definitely said I would appreciate it if you were not so aggressive with me. And, I do have a legitimate need to use that changing room. And she could not regulate herself in that moment, and she continued to be more and more verbally abusive and aggressive to me. And I finally just had to stop talking and say, I hope you have a really great day, because it wasn't going to. She didn't have any capacity to meet me in that moment. So I just had to speak my truth in love and then end the conversation. But I don't know what else kindness would have looked like in that situation. I don't think saying nothing is kind, really. It's definitely not kind to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? It would be great to know what you guys thought. Um, so yeah, kindness. How do we practice kindness? And it's really easy to practice. Oh, they're walking around. I don't know if you guys can even see them. Probably you can't. I could go up a little bit more. Right now, I'll tell you, I'm not really being super kind because I'm hogging the 2 parking spaces right now. Oh man, the truck's gonna come right in front of me. Okay, you can still see the lake a little bit on this side. You just can't see the egrets, the sandhill cranes. I mean, so anyway, what does kindness look like, and how do we practice it when we don't feel like it, right? So, I think that kindness, if we choose kindness in any moment, I believe strongly that that kindness has the ability to start a ripple and change the dynamics of the person that is going to be on the receiving end of our action. So it could be something as simple as a smile, and maybe someone's having a bad day, and you show kindness by offering a smile that they smile back, and then they feel a little better. That is a perfect small example of kindness. It might be something bigger, where you choose to do something really nice and special for someone that you love. A lot of times, I think it would be really great if we could practice kindness in every area when we're driving. I will tell you that driving is my Achilles heel. Like, if I have an area where I don't meet the mark and I'm not kind, it is in my driving. And I will say that right now. Disconnected. We have overheated again. Are you kidding me? Come on. It's going to overheat every time now. God, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. Okay. Let's see if we can get going again here. Okay. Okay. So I think we're live again. Put this back up here. And it's a little hazy. Now, I think because the cold air got on the phone when it's so hot. Now it's a little bit hazy. Okay. Yep, pretty hazy. A little better now, though. All right, so kindness. And I'm talking about on the road is where I struggle with kindness the most. So where do you struggle with kindness? I really have in my blood the desire to drive fast. And I don't think it's, unsafely fast. Maybe when I was younger, I drove kind of unsafely fast, but I think I've reeled it back in a little bit, that it's not terrible these days the way I drive. But I do want people to drive the speed limit, and I would like them to get out of the fast lane if you're going to drive slow. Those are my two requirements. Um, yeah. So when those things don't happen and people are hogging the fast lane and driving really, really slow, or just you just can't get anywhere because people are just driving like kind of nutso, then that's not easy to deal with for me at all. And a lot of times my daughter is in the car when I am driving along, and so it's even worse, right? Because now not only am I not feeling kind and I'm not acting kind, now I am showing her and exhibiting behavior that I don't want her to follow in, right? It's my job as a parent to be able to showcase and be an example to her, and it's not a good example that I set often. Oh, look, you see the sandhill cranes? I hope you can see them. They're walking right across the sidewalk. So yeah, so I would love, love, love it if you wanted to pop in and say an area that you have trouble with kindness, and we can maybe explore this more on another stream. But that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today, is if we could just stop and take a second and think about being kind in these moments, I think that would make the world of difference in the world that we live in, right? How much change for the positive could we make if all of us, even just once a day, decided to be kinder in a situation? So that's the challenge that I'm going to leave everyone with today, is that maybe we try in just one moment today, we try to be a little bit kinder than we might have been in the past. And let that be um, a ripple that starts, even if it's really tiny, a ripple that starts out into the world. And if we all could do that today, then think about how great of an impact we could have, right? So hopefully you will come along in the journey with me, the journey of kindness, and we see what happens, right? So I am going to go and be kind right now to my daughter because she would like to go to a friend's house, which means I need to stop the stream early today and go and chauffeur her and shuttle her over there to her friend's house. So that's what I'm going to go do. I don't know what you're doing for the day. If you wanted to pop in and let me know, that would be great. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, that would be fantastic. We're trying hard to build a community of people here that are kind and caring and can be a safe place for people who might be hurting, might be stressed out, might be having a really bad day, and they can come and know that someone is thinking about them and caring about them and loving them no matter what they might be feeling or going through inside. So if you want to be part of that and part of something positive, that would be great if you could subscribe. If you think that anyone else can benefit from the channel, that would also be amazing. I will keep doing what I'm doing here and show up on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and be available to y'all if you want to pop on and say hello. Otherwise, I'll do my daily check-in and we'll see what we can build together. So thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with me for a little bit today. I have got to run, But I'm sending you guys lots and lots of love. I hope your day is filled with sunshine, and I will talk to you again soon. Take good care of yourself and others. Bye for now.